In the world of Hollywood, where movies and TV series ball on a big budget, there isn't much room for mistakes. You might think that having celebrity status means you secure your role, but the truth is everyone is human and even actors can get fired from the job. Today on Beyond the Screen, I am dishing out 10 actors who got fired for crazy reasons. I'm your host for this one. I'm Joss Bedard. Thanks for coming back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. You might be wondering, I'm not really filming in the studio, and maybe you can tell, but that is because I am self-isolating like the rest of the world. But I promise we will be back to filming in the studio as soon as we can be. But still, stick around to the end because we will run a blooper reel, and I will also handpick some of your comments and respond to them. So don't forget to write in the comments below because you might get featured in my next video. But for now, I say we just get into the countdown list. Beginning our countdown at number 10 is Lisa Kudrow. Most people will know her for her legendary performance as Phoebe Buffay on Friends, but before that, she auditioned for the role of Roz Doyle on Frasier. The character Roz was Frasier's producer and friend who had a strong-willed personality. One thing we love about Lisa is her quirkiness, but it did not fit well with what the director had in mind for that role. However, they didn't know this until they actually hired her and started doing read-throughs with the other cast members. The production team felt something was off and ended up rewriting the lines that were meant to be serious into something hilarious, and it was just a totally different direction than what they wanted. So they decided to fire Lisa and replaced her with someone new, someone way less quirky. Like, imagine being fired for just having like this really fun personality. Moving over to number 9, we got Ryan Gosling. It's hard to believe that a Hollywood heartthrob like him would get dismissed from a movie set. But it didn't happen because of some big argument went down or anything. It just had to do with his weight. The actor is often praised for his chiseled jawline and ripped abs, but he decided to change his look for the movie and it backfired on him. When he was first hired to play a key role in The Lovely Bones, he weighed around 150 pounds. But he thought that since he was taking on a dad role, he should gain some weight. He gained 60 pounds and started to grow at his beard as well. But when he got to set to start filming, the director, Peter Jackson, had a different vision for the part, so he ended up firing him and replaced him with Mark Wahlberg. I personally don't understand how this happened. Like, wouldn't the actor and director communicate about the vision they had for the character? I don't really understand it. However, I guess Ryan gained weight and grew his beard for nothing. I would be pretty pissed if I gained 60 pounds just to lose a job. Swiping the number 8 spot is Rebel Wilson. The Pitch Perfect actress took legal action after she was fired from a major role in Kung Fu Panda 3 and a role in the movie Trolls. An Australian magazine published articles about her that she said was defamation and caused her to lose the roles. Apparently, the producers told her that she had become divisive and DreamWorks deemed her unsuitable for animated films that are aimed for a child audience. It is common that a studio will look at the performer's public image because ultimately it can be a reflection on theirs. During the time of the legal case, DreamWorks didn't have any comments on it. And good news is, Rebel has been able to hold down a pretty solid acting career without those jobs. In spot number 7 is Damon Wayans. The actor and comedian came from a family of hilarious siblings who all made their mark in Hollywood. But in the 1980s, he was a struggling comedian and ended up taking a job at Saturday Night Live. They gave him a few lines, but he was aiming to be in the spotlight and wanted to be a standout performer. The creator of the show, Lorne Michaels, wouldn't give him the freedom that he wanted because he saw things differently. So during one of the sketches that was supposed to be between a straight man and a cop, Damon improvised unexpectedly and played a flamboyant gay man instead. He thought it would make the sketch more entertaining, but Lorne was not pleased and fired him after the episode. Rolling into number 6 is Leah Remini. The well-known actress made a name for herself on the TV series The King of Queens, but her career went into more areas than just acting. She also was a host on The Talk. Throughout the years, people have seen different hosts come and go on the show with different stories and headlines about why they were replaced. One of these headlines came in 2012 when Leah was one of the people who got fired. Apparently, the person to blame is Sharon Osbourne, who allegedly holds the power over the other hosts on the show. Leah said the two of them often butt heads on the show and that Sharon was just not a fan of hers. The feud between them ended up going to Twitter, and Sharon wanted to clear her name and tweeted out that she had nothing to do with her getting fired. Later in 2015, Leah told Closer that Sharon thought her and her co-host Holly Robinson Pete were ghetto. I quote. Coincidentally, Holly was also fired not long after Leah was. So is that a coincidence? I think not. Halfway through number 5 is Jamie Wylett. The child star rose to fame with his role as Vincent Crabbe in the iconic Harry Potter movie series. He appeared in the first 6 movies and played the friend of Draco Malfoy, who was a fan favorite. But then out of nowhere, he was missing from Deathly Hallows, and it didn't take long for people to notice and question why he was just no longer in the storyline. But in 2009, the news broke that he had been arrested for cannabis possession charges, so he was fired from the franchise. Obviously, during that time, it was not legal, so the arrest weighed a lot heavier on his record and career. It turns out he had 10 plants growing in his home, and it wasn't his last arrest either. He was actually later arrested and put in jail during the 2012 London riots. We're moving on to number 4, and we got Erin Hayes. The actress was starring on the TV series Kevin Can Wait, with Kevin James playing her husband. She played the comedian's wife for 2 years, which is why the audience was so shocked when her character had suddenly just died on the show and the actress was let go from the series. Like, can you just do that? You can just kill someone's wife off the show for no reason? The actress told reporters that she was fired from the show without any explanation. According to James himself, he said the show needed to kill her character off the show in order for it to drive forward. Erin said she was hurt by the whole thing and began liking tweets from fans who said that they were gonna boycott the show following her departure. To make matters worse, they added someone in her place, not to be his wife, but to play a lead female in the series. Kevin James brought back his former TV wife, Leah Remini, who starred with him on King of Queens. What a coincidence. Cruising into number 3 is Sylvester Stallone. The actor learned the hard way back in 1984 when he was fired from the action comedy movie Beverly Hills Cop. You may not have even known that he was involved in the project because if you watch the movie, it was actually Eddie Murphy as the lead. Turns out that he was the replacement for Stallone, who was fired because he wanted to change the script. Apparently, he had some issues with the original script, saying that there was just too much comedy and not enough action. So he took matters into his own hands and actually rewrote the script to better fit his vision, but nobody wanted it and they let him go instead. Fun fact though, he says he actually used some of the ideas from his rewrite to make his 1986 film Cobra. And both movies made a lot of money, so really, it was kind of a win-win for everyone. Earning number 2 on our list is Robert Downey Jr. The world adores him for taking on the iconic hero role of Iron Man, but he hasn't always had a clean record. Turns out he was once really struggling in his personal life to a point where he was fired from the set of the TV series Ally McBeal. The series ran from 1997 to 2002, and during that time, the actor was struggling with a severe drug addiction. During that timeline, he found himself in mugshots in courtrooms on multiple occasions. It wasn't until 2001 when he was arrested once again for suspicion of being under the influence of illegal substances. It was this arrest that had him kicked off the show. He was let go immediately and written off the show with no further plans to bring his character back. The producer of the show, David E. Kelley, made a statement following the arrests and said that the season would wrap without Downey Jr. in it. The producer at the time refused to give a reason for the actor's sudden departure, but Downey later opened up about it with the truth. We made it to number 1, and we have the one and only Judy Garland. She's a legendary actress who holds the name of the original Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. She was shining in the mid-20th century Hollywood image, but then became hooked on drugs, and her personal and professional life started to spiral out of control. Over the following years after Oz, it was reported that she was fired from various MGM studio projects. Claims say that she would show up late on set or just not show up at all, so they would release her from her contract. Unfortunately, her story does not have a happy ending. She was never able to overcome her addictions, and she actually died from an overdose at the age of 47. Alright guys, that's our top 10 list for today. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. I will try to respond to as many of you as I can. And make sure you fire a thumbs up so I know you liked it. But for now, let's check out some comments from some of my other videos. Slime Arcane Zed says, would you ever host Most Amazing Top 10? Yes, I have. I've done some collabs over there. I love hosting that channel. It's a lot of fun. So yes, I would. Natalie Bouchard says, I'm exhausted but had to stay up to watch Joss. Love her. Literally, that is a lot of dedication to give up sleep just to watch me. I really appreciate that. But you know that you can just hit the watch later button, get some sleep, and then watch me later. Love Minnie says, I think working with you would be just fine. Well, I think that depends who you ask. Jamie's Cook says, what we've learned, don't do an interview with Ellen. That is not what I learned. I would love to do an interview with Ellen. I would never turn down an interview with Ellen. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. That's all I have for you today. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. You can also come say hi on social media. Our links are down below. But for now, enjoy the bonus content. Damon improvised unexpectedly and planned. Nope, that's not it. Leah said the two of them often butt heads, and on the halfway through at number 5 is Jamie Wylette. The child star rose to fame with his